Hey everyone, welcome back to Shiv Automation Testing. So in today's video, we are going to cover serialization and deserialization in rest assured. So you guys must be knowing that this question is asked like multiple times in previous interviews as well. So we are going to learn this with practical implementation and how you can, use POJO classes with this. Okay, so let's get started. So in this video, we are going to cover what is serialization and deserialization and real-time example with rest assured and test-ng. Okay, so before jumping to the code, let's quickly revise the theory. So serialization means converting a Java object into JSON or XML. So if I'll say that, when we send a request to an API, the server doesn't understand the Java object. It understands only the JSON or XML. So that's why we need serialization here. So if you want to send this object into request body, you cannot directly send it with object. Okay, so you serialize it with we convert the Java object into JSON format. Then deserialization means that when a API gives a response, it comes in a JSON or XML format, but your test code Java understand only the object, not the JSON strings, right? So if you want to validate these values, or like if you have put the name or the job or any data, any variable, so you can deserialize it using the JSON into a Java object. So that means that you are converting the JSON response into a Java POJO. Okay, so we are done with the theory part. Let's jump to the code. Okay, so I have opened this IntelliJ IDE. I am using this one. You can use Eclipse as well. So before going to the code, you need to add the dependency of rest assured and test.ng in your pom.xml file. So make sure to add this. Without this, your code won't compile. Okay, so add the necessary dependency in pom.xml. Okay, and yeah, let's start with the code. So in Java, I have created one POJO folder to differentiate it. So I will create two POJO classes, but first I will create update user request. So in the update means we are updating, like we are using the put. So that's why I have kept the name update user request. Okay, so under this I have created this one. So this class represent our request payload. So we will start by creating first the variables. So I am declaring the variables as a private. Okay, so I have created two variable named as name and one is job. Okay, then we will create one constructor. So the constructor name is same as class, and we will pass the parameter as the string name because we have created one name above, and the job string job. Okay, so in this we are going to write the name, and we will assign this into instance variable. Okay, and same goes for job as well. So now we are going to use getters and setters to access the private variables, and so that the serializers can access it. Okay, so now we are going to write one method which name as get name. Okay, and here it will return the name. Then we are going to set name if we want to change the values later. So we can use a method name as set name, and in this we have to pass the parameter string name, and again here we will create the instance variable. Okay, so this is done for the name. Now same we will do for the job as well. Okay, and here it will return the job. And same goes for set name. Here we will return the job. Okay, and the instance variable of job. Okay, so now we will create one test class here. Okay, so suppose I will name it as update user test. Okay, so in this we will start first by creating one test method. Okay, and we will write one method, public void update user, and we will assign a base URL here. So rest assured we will write. Okay, so we have to import this one, the class over here, and rest assured dot base URI we will write, and we will assign the URL over here. Okay, so we are going to assign the base URL over here. I have assigned it in this rest assured dot base URI. Okay, so what we are going to do is we are going to create the object of this POJO class here. So let's start writing the class name first, and we will create the object, and then new update user request, and then we will pass the value. So first we will pass one name, and we are going to pass a job. Okay, so okay, so this is the job is now assigned. Now we are going to create one interface to record the response. So we are going to create a response interface here, and we will create one reference, and then we will start writing the rest assured. Okay, and then given the content type we will write application JSON. Okay, and then here we will write the body, which means we are serializing it over here. So what we will pass in this in body, we will pass the object which we have created. So we will pass the object, and then we will write when, means here the action is there, and then we will write the method name, which is put. Okay, and we will assign one endpoint here. We will assign one endpoint here. So this is the endpoint which I'm going to use. Okay, so this much is done. This is for the serialization, we can say. Oh, okay. So this is for the serialization. Now we are going to create one more POJO class, which is for the response. So this will be, we have created one request, and now we are creating one response class. Okay, so here what we are going to do is we are going to record the response. So nothing much, we are going to create again the private variables. Name is done, again job, okay, and then the method name is get name, and we will write return name. Okay, and then same method we will create for job, which is get job, and the return, it will return job. Okay, so this is done. We have created one response class in POJO. Now in test, we have to deserialize it, means we have to convert the response into Java object. So what we are going to do is we are going to create a object of this class, like update user response. So update user response, and then we are going to write response body, and then equals to. So for this we always write as, whenever we want to convert the JSON into object, we write as response dot as, and then we mention the class name, which is update user response dot class. Okay, so we write like this. It means what we are doing here, we are deserializing the JSON to Java object. Okay. 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 So instead of manually parsing the JSON, like first we used to write response dot JSON path dot get string. So instead of writing that, we can simply write, to make the code look cleaner. So simply we can write as response dot as, and then the class name and dot class. Okay. So this is completed. Okay, so this is completed. Now what we have to do is we have to print all this, the status code and the name and the job. So I'll simply print. In frameworks we usually use logger, but I'll simply print over here now, right, for now. Status code, and then response dot status code. So every the status code will be recorded over here. So response dot status code. Okay, and then same for the job and the name and the job, same for the name and job. Okay, so system dot out. Okay, so we will write name. So here what we will write, we will not write response, we will write response body, because our name and the job is collected over there. Okay, so for status code is done. Now we are going to write for name and job. Okay, so for name, response body dot get name. Okay, so we have written this, right, in update user response class. The method is written already, so we will be calling that, and then again system dot out dot println. Okay, and then we will write job. Okay, so response body dot get job. Okay, so this is done. Now we have to add assertions as well to verify if the results are matching or not. So we can add assertion. So simply I'll add for one assertion, that is assert dot assert equals, we will be matching our status code. So we'll write response dot get status code. Okay, and comma 200. Okay, so we will write like this. So our expected, actual and expected we have to write. So response dot get status code is actual, and this is the expected one. We can go for name and job as well. So assert dot assert equals, and then the response body dot get name, and then we have to write the name if it's matching. So suppose I'm writing John, um if I'm writing John's over here, we'll check. Then assert dot assert equals also for the job. Mm, okay, so for Q. So we will run the code and check if it's working properly or not. So I guess I have not added the class name in testng.xml. Okay. So here we'll add the class name first. Okay, so this is done. Let's run the test. Okay, so see, this is failing because I have written John's over there, but the actual result is John. Okay, so we will remove this John's and expected should be John, and the actual one is the John. Okay, we have passed the value over here, right here. So this should be the John. So we will run. Okay, so see, our test is passed, and yeah, it's working fine. So this is about the code. If you have any doubt related to the code or the topic, you can comment below. We will try to answer. So we will see another ways of doing serialization and deserialization. Okay, so different ways of serialization and deserializations are using Jackson, and we use object mapper for this. And then we have using JSON, that is Google library, and then we have another one is JSON.simple. So this is a manual way. Okay, so if you want using Jackson and using JSON in detail, please comment below. We will make the another video on this. If you have found this video useful, please like and subscribe to Shiv Automation Testing, and also comment below if you want the GitHub project link. Okay, and I'll add the that GitHub link in the description. So yeah, happy learning. Thank you for watching.